Hey guys, and welcome back. This is Chosen Architect, and today we're going to be going over how to get yourself a little villager just like this. So, guys, I hope you are ready. Do you see this item in my hand? This item is insane. And, well, let's talk about what this item can actually do. This is the time in the bottle, and if you've never seen this, you're missing out. Because this was just recently added in the latest update, and it lets you accelerate blocks based on the amount of time that you just let store up in it. So you can see right now I made it 16 minutes ago or so. I have a little bit of time stored in it now, and if this is running, for example, ooh, that just pulled out a lot of experience. So let me just show you let me dump all these items over here. And I'll just toss this in here. See how quickly this is going now? Let me accelerate this ×2. And look how quick it's going. ×4. ×8. See what I mean? ×16. 32. At that point, this looks like it's going backwards. 64. Yeah, I'm pretty sure we're probably running out of power at this point. Yeah, they're all completely out of power. I don't even think this is functioning anymore. But as you can see, how insanely powerful that is. Yes, and this time in the bottle, you can see all 16 minutes was used up by doing that. It's incredibly powerful for a lot of things, and we're going to go over a bunch of the things that you can use it on today. But Botany is going to be one of the major topics of today. Yes, I know I've just covered Botany in another Let's Play, but it is a major part of this pack. So we are going to need to dabble in a little bit of Botany. We're going to kind of jump through that mod. But I wanted to show you some of the stuff that was added in the prior updates. Calculators. Like if you want a calculator, you can make a crafting calculator that will help you craft. And I believe this is like a crafting table. And then you have a math calculator, which is an actual calculator. So all of those things. We're also going to work on making a jetpack. I also want to get the latex stuff going. But first, let's get some Botany up and running. It's not crazy to do. We should have everything we need. Literally should be able to use bone meal and then also use bone meal to make this. It's kind of crazy, but this is a thing that you can do. We can take 32 bone meal, for example, split this like so, use this with bone meal, and make ourselves some floral fertilizer. This is going to be amazing because I'm going to collect all of these beautiful Botany flowers now. And we just used a little bit of the free bone meal that we get from our sieve setup. And of course, all of these, we should, with as many as we made, we should pretty much get every single flower color. There should be 16 different ones. So a little bit of a tidbit of information that you may not have known, but that's what we're looking for. So with all 16 flowers in hand, I'm going to go ahead and just turn them into petals. I just find that it's just easier to deal with when they're in petal form because you can just use the color and search them up by just looking up Botany. Once we have all the stuff turned into petals, we should be able to make a petal apothecary. So I'm going to go ahead and make one of those. We're going to set that to the side for now because we have some more important things to work on, and that is setting up the super duper patented automatron flower duplicator mobobber. That's its actual name, and I'm going with it. You know what? You can't stop me. All right. So here's how to set up the petal duplicator mobobber. You're gonna need an observer, 2 dispensers, set up just like this, and then you're gonna need a little bit of redstone that is gonna go like this. And it is so simple to set this up. You're gonna love this thing. All right. On one side, you're going to put bone meal. We should have tons of bone meal. Yeah, we probably fill this whole thing up nearly. The other side, you're going to put a flower or a petal from Botany. And this is just going to allow us to duplicate it. I'm going to go ahead and do white ones at first because this is actually the main one that we're going to be using right away. So, petal in here. We got 3. I'm going to place one to jumpstart it. And then I'm just going to use my shears. Look at that. And then now all I got to do is break this. And it should place the petals. Oh, did I accidentally move them? Okay, 1 in my inventory, 2 in here. Let's jumpstart this again. There we go. For some reason, it spit them all out. It shouldn't do that. Okay. For some reason, it's dispensing them out as if... Weird. It shouldn't do that. It shouldn't do that. Maybe if I put more than just one in there. Yeah, because it's wanting to continue to place. I wonder if it's an issue with Botany. Notice how it double ticked there. It shouldn't do that. So I have found a better solution. This right here, for some reason, what's the problem is the dispenser is not placing the pedal, which I thought that was something that Botany added functionality for, but I guess not. So I went ahead and decided to use the auto clicker, and it works. Works just fine. I have it set to this speed, and I can just sit here and go about my business doing what I wanted to do in the first place. I just place it in there and shear away, and you're going to see that this is now doubling, and for this I can just toss it in there and go. Pretty quick. Now that we have a few of these petals, I'm going to grab a bucket of water, throw it inside our petal apothecary, drop 4 of these beautiful flowers in here, finish that off with a wheat seed, and bam, we have a pure daisy. Now, this is where I want to show you that this thing can be pretty powerful. Let's go ahead and take some stone. We'll take some stone here. We'll put that around this, and I should be able to accelerate the actual pure daisy. And I think that that will accelerate the blocks around it and make it go faster. Maybe not. It may not be tick-based like that anymore. Oh, there it goes. Yeah, it was definitely faster. 8 times faster. I mean, I don't know, but definitely faster nonetheless. I'm definitely gonna get those placed in. Now I need to do this with stone and logs, and we're gonna get living wood and living rock, and this is gonna be used basically as it's the foundation of what Botany is. So yeah, I love the animation that this does, though. It's so satisfying every time I watch it. So at this point, we get to have some fun with a little bit of mana. So all I need to do now is fill this apothecary, and well, we're gonna make some Endo Flames, and it's gonna be 1 red, 2 brown, and 1 light gray. And yes, I have these kind of memorized. We're gonna toss that in, get that going, and then we're basically gonna do the same thing here. We're gonna grab a bucket, except this time, well, if I kept the items in the proper slots, we can do this over and over again. Let's go ahead and empty our hand in here now, and then I can just drop the item. So bucket of water, empty hand, drop it, and I'm gonna make 5 of them, I believe. No, I'm gonna make 6. I'm gonna need another one of these, by the way. Oh yeah, also you can throw the seed down, and like in preparation for this, like you can toss the seed down and it'll automatically go. That is one thing. Seed. I don't know if I can just... Oh, I have a seed right here. I do have wheat planted, so don't... I do have it. It's just not here right now. Anyways, so I should have 6 Endo Flames. That is going to be plenty for getting a little automation thing going. But what I'm thinking is right about here, I set up my dispenser, or my... I was going to use the same thing I normally do. I use an open crate, and then I was actually going to set up the create system that I learned, but actually we have the cyclic precise dropper here, and I think we can utilize that for an automation setup here, and it might actually work a lot better than I originally anticipated it working. You know what? I'm probably going to place it right here, because I'm going to need the extra space, because my mana is going to end up being right here. Let's see, mana pool. Let's go ahead and just make a mana pool. I'm also going to need a single mana spreader, and then we're also going to need ourselves the wand of the forest, which is 3 twigs and any color that we want. I'm going to go with light gray and red this time. How about that? Light gray and red. That's not bad. So we pretty much have everything we need, except for the Endo Flames being placed. Let's see, can I place it here actually? And then I can place that, I got 6 slots. I mean, I could probably just place it here, and then this time take the mana spreader and have the mana spreader just going directly into the pool. Actually, let's place the mana spreader one block above the pool and have it going directly down. And then it still should reach everything else. Why does that... Why is it not placing the way I wanted it to place? Oh, you gotta be kidding me. It's still doing it. There we go. We'll place the mana spreader here. The Endo Flames still should reach this. We're gonna find that out when we place the Endo Flames down. Do the Endo Flames reach? Okay, so it does. And then we link this to the mana pool. Just like that. It is a weird setup, I know, going on here. And then I also want to make this. So this is going to require some of these mason cobblestone. Very interesting. Then that's going to make some mason brick. Or mason stone. And then this is mason iron. Which is mason stone and blocks of iron. Wow. I mean, it is kind of expensive. Like, sort of. Okay. And then we just need a dropper. Okay, but hopefully this is worth it. Hopefully it's redstone controllable. I hope it is. Let's place it down. And it's facing the wrong way. So let's place a block. And then... will it not face up? That is the question. Will it face up? Wrench. Can I wrench this? Okay. Maybe it is placing up? I can't actually tell. It does have a face, but it's not letting me place it upwards. So this might actually ruin the fact that we could even use this. Maybe. I don't know. Let's see. Redstone controlled. Preview. So it actually would just place the item right there. So if that's the case, we could use it to effectively place it right on a pressure plate. And it just goes directly on that block. That is something that we could potentially do. Let's see. Pressure plate here. Preview. It should drop the item immediately there. And let's get a point to give this some power. And there we go. Select that. That should work. It's not going to, of course, place that. But it should drop an item. Count 1 offset. That changes the, okay, the block area. And I think you can use your arrow keys. No, you cannot. It says arrow keys. Hold shift. There we go. Now we can do it. Delay. No delay. Requires redstone. Oh boy. Requires redstone or always on. Oh man, it doesn't have the functionality that I was hoping for. What I was hoping for was the opposite of this. That it needs redstone, because this will not work in that case. Not with always on being the case. So with me finding out that that was not going to work, even though I was hoping it was, I had already planned and made brass ingots in that, you know, just waiting for that. And that's zinc and copper mixed together, and that's all you need to set up. Now, we need this because the redstone links that I'm going to be using now, well, they require that. And I'm also going to need a hammer. It's going to be one of the simplest ways of getting the sheets. There we go. Let's just make a few sheets. And luckily, this is actually, it gives you 2 for 1. So that works out perfect. Now, this block right here is going to have a pressure plate on it. Just like that. We're going to have an open crate that is going to go above it. And then above that is going to be a regular hopper. And then above the hopper is going to be this redstone link. And the redstone link is going to have a signal. Actually, I can't place it on top. I actually need to send a redstone signal through a block and then into it. Let's go ahead and use, I don't know, just any kind of block of anything. I guess we can go with dark oak, for example. Okay, so place that, and then I place this. Now, I want my link to be... Let's go ahead and just use a red petal here. And I'll just set that in the first slot. And then down here, we have to go down to the bottom. And I believe it is directly under the lamp is where I place this. So there's that piece of dirt. This needs to go in the bottom. And I'm going to shift click this to invert the signal. And then I believe it's still in filter slot 1. We can put the pedal. So what this should do is this should allow us to basically stop this hopper. I put this item in and turn off my ridiculous magnet. It should send a signal to stop. Filter slot 1. Unless this should probably be the receiving and that one's the sending. That might be the issue. Let's see. There we go. I turned that off. Put this in here. And there we go. Yeah, now I fixed it. So now we can put a single piece of coal in here and that should jumpstart this thing. So I can put some coal in. We can fill this up. There we go. And that should jumpstart our mana production. I know. Very interesting. But this is going to be probably the best way to get us a little bit of mana because there's actually some really nice perks to having even a small amount of mana built up. You know what? I might as well also make this thing. It's called a demagnetizer. And I believe if I place this over here, like I should be able to place it like right here. Hopefully it will prevent my magnet from working on this coal. Let's try this. Oh, that's cool. But it still should work on like items over here, right? Yeah, it does. Okay. So yeah, that's perfect. So that prevents us from having that like crazy coal thing that, oh, just, yeah, it really bothers me when I have a magnet on. But with that said, we should now be moving on to something different. I want to get latex production up and running. It's going to take a little bit of time for that latex to start working and gathering. So I'm going to need a lot. Basically, this is how we're going to get ourselves a pretty good amount of plastic sheets. And plastic is really important, honestly. All right, a couple of plates here, and we should have everything ready to go. Perfect. I'm going to go ahead and make, let's go ahead and make 4 fluid extractors. I don't know why I'm only making a couple. We have the ability to make several of these. I think 4 is a pretty good amount. Gets the job done. You can get away with only 1 if you really wanted to wait that long. And then the main latex processing unit we can't make just yet. So we do need these fluid extractors. Now, these can receive power. So points, I'm probably going to want to make... Let's see. I'll probably make a few more of these points. A couple of Eyes of Ender. Yeah, because, you know what? I'll use... I'm just going to use a point for each one, I think. Or should I? I should probably use some pipes. So down here, I'm going to go ahead and set these up. We have our fluid extractors. So let me go ahead and place them like so. Oh, not facing that way. I want them facing where a log is going to be placed. And I'm going to place a log right in the center here. There we go. And now I need to get a log auto placed in here. And for that, I'm going to go ahead and use the modular routers mod. It may seem a little bit weird, but I'm going to go over this mod because it is an incredibly powerful mod. That is another mod that just really goes unused sometimes. And so I want to try and use it for this little thing. So I went ahead and made the module right here, which is super cheap to make. The module is for a placer. And then we have the item router block itself. Now you only need 1. And I believe I can place it just directly down here. I don't think it has to face a certain way. I'm going to place it just like this. Now, when you open the menu, it may be kind of overwhelming. And then even when you place this in, you may be like, well, what do I do? I don't know what to do here. Well, it tells you right here, hold I for more information. That's going to tell you what this item does. And then you can see it says press C or middle click to configure. Middle clicking for me throws it in the buffer. But if I do hit C, it does open up an inventory. Now you can see right here, we can set where this is actually going to work. And that's the thing. I want it to be placing the blocks up. So above its block location. It will not place anything if this is not configured first. So definitely do that. And you can also filter what items that you want the module to place. And there's some other upgrades as well. But if we put jungle logs in this buffer, it should place the block directly above it. It's pretty efficient and works. That's the only thing. I mean, it's good at what it does. So I'm gonna go ahead and get power to all of these and just place a flux point right there. And now they should all get power, and they should all start, you know, munching on this jungle log. And they're slowly draining its life force, which is latex, apparently. So after jump starting our fluid extractors with a little bit of time in a bottle, this one is completely full, and we now have latex. So that means we can now make the latex processing unit and get things set up for that, because that requires some more stuff. Now, I think I want to pipe out the fluid, of course, from these automatically and get them over here, but I'm going to need a way to do that. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the power currently and maybe set it up in the bottom. I guess I can go ahead and make a diamond axe at this point, right? I should probably also make a little bit better of an axe here. Yeah, I think I should go ahead and get the power routed down to the bottom and just make the automation for this a little bit cleaner. If I get the power down there, let's see, like this, and then I can barely get that over there. Perfect. And probably get some more cables. Good, I have a bunch more. Perfect. Yeah, we should be able to expand this. Fill that up. And then hook in the node. We could probably get that right there. Perfect. And that's hooked in, so now we still have our power. And then we don't have this, like, cable mess over here. And then on top, we can go ahead and use our fluid pipes, and then right here, we can place a sink, because a good part about the new mod here is, well, this actually still needs power, doesn't it? Huh. Actually, you know what? We can still get power into this by moving this. Perfect. And then we'll place the latex processor right here. This still, unfortunately, needs a sink on it, and it's probably, yeah, it's still going to have cable issues. Anyways. The ways I try to make things look better. Anyways, sink over here. This is going to be the infinite water source. I'm going to set the water over here, and I believe the left direction. Set that to pull, and that's going to start pulling in water. I could have this automatically pull, but I'm going to go ahead and just use these fluid pipes right here to transfer the fluid into this. And then we need the wrench. And that should automatically start pulling the latex out and putting it into our latex processing unit, which should start producing, yeah, perfect, tiny dry rubber. This is going to lead us into some really cool things. And one of the big things is the mob imprisonment tool. And once I get that, then villagers are going to be much easier to get set up, because we do need villagers for actually a couple of mods in here, like the mana and artifice mod. And that's kind of why I'm getting a little bit of mana juice flowing in here, because we're gonna need it. So as we are waiting on the single item that I really want to be able to capture a mob or a villager, actually that's the thing we're going for, I need about 32 of the tiny rubber, and we're almost there. I'm gonna go ahead and speed these up yet again. That is kind of helping jumpstart this, getting it going a little bit quicker. I'm so happy the time in the bottle is in here. Oh, makes things so much nicer, at least for mods like that. But anyways, the Cocoon of Caprice. This thing right here is probably going to be one of the most overlooked things in this pack, because this is going to get you a villager. Yes, it will get you a villager. Let me tell you how. It is a very simple thing to make. It can get you a bunch of mobs. It can get you a shulker. It can spawn you a horse. It can spawn in cows and pigs and sheep, but it can also spawn in a villager. So let's go ahead and make this thing. We need a fell pumpkin. Now, fell pumpkin can also be used if you place down 2 iron bars and then place this on top of it. It will actually make a blaze. It will summon a blaze, like an actual blaze will be summoned. But if we make it with a piece of mana still, which is why I made all of that, or making that mana, right? Let's go ahead and get a piece of iron, and all we need is just a tiny little dabble into the Botany, which is nice that we have the Botany up in the first place, but a simple toss of that in there, is going to make a world of a difference. So grab this. Now we have the Cocoon of Caprice. All we need is some emeralds. Yes. And this is actually going to jumpstart this. So once we place this down, it is very gross looking, at least I think it is. Hit this with as many emeralds as you can. I think up to 20. So when you max it out, that is pretty much going to guarantee that this thing is going to turn into a baby villager. And I think we can speed this up. Oh boy. I believe this actually speeds it up. Normally you would just sit here and wait, and look at that. We have an actual baby villager that just spawned in. And I kind of want to capture it. I have no like real good way of like closing it in somewhere. Oh, I don't want it to like run off on me. There we go. Now you can't go anywhere. Until we get the mob imprisonment tool, I want to keep this guy safe. And this is probably the best way to do that. Oh boy. Yep. Baby villager. That's exactly what it is. So if you were curious at how to get a villager in this pack, there's at least one way, because there are several ways, but this right here is one of many. So I now have that tiny rubber that I was talking about, and oh, I'm missing one more. Come on. One more is all I need. Why is it like stopped? That's so weird that it's just like, it's right there. It knows that it's, oh, there it goes. It knows as soon as I get that single one. Oh, there we go. I can actually capture the mob. Oh, because I have been sieving some soul sand and finally ended up getting a single piece or a single gas tier. Even though if I had a mob farm, I would have plenty by now. But there we go. We're going to cook that up and get ourselves some plastic. And then 4 plastic will equal ourselves a mob imprisonment tool. So let's look up mob imprisonment tool right here. And it uses plastic or these other plastic sheets from all the other mods. But yeah, there we go. Mob imprisonment tool, which means we can actually capture this little guy. Now, I wonder, does emeralds work on this little character? I don't actually know. Can we grow it? Like turn it into a big boy? No. Okay, so growing time, it still has quite a few seconds left, but hey, I've got to make sure this guy's safe. I need to place him back over here. There we go. To let that growing time sort of, you know, grow, I guess. Well, guys, I can't thank you enough. Like the recent influx of new Patreons, I just want to say thank you guys so much for becoming patrons. I really do appreciate it. And I'm so glad that I decided to just even do this, like put a little sign at the end of the video. I know it isn't much, but it is a way for me to say thank you, and I can definitely tell you guys really do appreciate this. So with that being said, I do want to give a huge shout out to the sponsor of today's video, and that goes to Willow Moon. I absolutely love that username, by the way. What a really cool way to set that up. But anyways, thank you guys so much for your amazing support recently. These videos have been absolutely amazing to do. It's so nice to be back in a Skyblock. It's really been a while since I've played a Skyblock. Like, it really has. So guys, I hope you are enjoying as well. And if you are, of course, be sure to click that subscribe button and also give this video a huge thumbs up. I'd really appreciate it. Of course, guys, I'll see you in the next episode. And as always, thanks for watching.